My name is Shakti Sundari. I'm a priestess of love and sexuality based in London, UK. I'm also a mum to two beautiful young people. And I've been teaching embodied awareness and Tantra and awakening for 18 years. So I'm trained as a yogi, a body worker, a Reiki healer. I've got a lot of experience of somatic awareness and the physiological processes of the body. Before that, I was an academic and I have a master's in social anthropology with distinction. Before that, I was a management consultant. So I'm just saying that as an introduction as to my perspective that I want to speak about today, which is rooted both in an intellectual understanding of the current situation. I'm able to read complex data and interpret it. I used to write high-level analytic reports examining data, both qualitative and quantitative. I'm an experienced researcher, but I also have a deep understanding of the human body, both from Eastern and Western perspectives, and a profound understanding of the marriage of body, mind, and spirit and how they're totally related. And I'm also a mother to a boy and a girl, well, a young man and a young woman now, whom I love with all my heart. And as a teacher and a leader in the spiritual community, and as a mother and as an intelligent human being, I cannot stay silent on the continual policy of gagging our children. My daughter is due to return to school tomorrow, and we've just had an email from the school saying that all of the children have to wear these all the time in their lessons. This is child abuse. This is inhumane. This is immoral. And this is against all codes of the Nuremberg Code. It is inflicting psychological, physiological, and emotional damage upon young, developing bodies and psyches. And it is not acceptable. And I cannot sit by silently without speaking out about this. So, what I'm saying is based upon a balanced, informed perspective, having read scientific evidence that shows very clearly that these do nothing to prevent the spread of what we all know I'm talking about. They do nothing to stop it spreading. There's also significant research that proves, as if anybody with a heart and common sense needed scientific proof, that it does damage emotionally and psychologically and physiologically to young developing bodies and minds. But I do think that if you have any common sense, you would know that yourself already. As somebody who teaches people how to breathe properly, I'm a yoga teacher. I've been teaching yoga and conscious embodiment and movement for 18 years. I can tell you that wearing this just for a few seconds is already inhibiting my capacity to think clearly, to feel relaxed and at ease in my physical body, to stay healthy in body and mind. And what happens when we can't breathe properly, when we can't get oxygen into our lungs, is the body goes into a state of anxiety. and we begin to breathe even more shallow. And the more shallow we breathe, the less oxygen we take into our lungs, the more the body and the nervous system go into an anxiety response. It's harder to think straight. We become confused, we become anxious without even knowing why, and our immune system is damaged. It becomes less strong, right? To have a healthy immune system, you need to be breathing fully and deeply into your beautiful lungs and taking lots of oxygen in and breathing carbon dioxide out. This keeps me breathing in carbon dioxide as well as bacteria, as well as dirt and germs, because I don't know anybody, when I observe, including my own children, who use these in the way that we are properly supposed to, as in single use and then dispose, which, by the way, is horrendous for our environment. All of these I see littering the streets. All of those plastic test kits I see being thrown into bins, going into landfill. This is environmentally destructive. So they're not they're not being used properly anyway. They are damaging to body, mind, and spirit. They don't work. It's inhumane. I want to give you a couple of practical case studies to illustrate this, as well as the scientific perspective, right? My son is 20. He's an athlete. He has had this. He's had it. He had it in August. At the same time, just a little bit after that, because I've not had that, I got the thing that's been going around. I was quite ill. It was a bad flu, right? This Christmas, we were all together. My son got the thing. My daughter got the thing. I lived with them all through Christmas. I did not get it. Now, I have natural immunity. I take high doses of vitamin C, I take vitamin D, I take zinc and a multivitamin every day, and I have a healthy lifestyle. I have natural immunity and I support my immune system in that way. My son has been wearing one of these every day at university, in all of his lectures and in all public spaces. He has been wearing this every time he travels. He's been testing himself twice a week. He has to. That's one of the rules at his uni. All of his cohorts in their 20s, fit athletes, have been following this protocol, right? And they've all received that, all of them. They've all had the flu, they've all had colds, and most of them have now had it, right? So that doesn't work. This doesn't work. But natural immunity is great. Now, the other thing to say is that the thing that's going around that everyone can't even talk about because of censorship has changed over time. It's mutated, and the current version of it is not deadly. I'm going to say that with a caveat. Of course, every single year for centuries, people have passed on because of colds and flu. Thousands of people have died every year because of the flu. What is going around now is no worse than that, right? It's not the same as what was happening a couple of years ago. So with all of that in mind, to insist that our children put this across their faces every day, all day, at school, makes absolutely no sense whatsoever, and is causing damage to their minds, to their bodies, to their physiology as they are developing. It inhibits communication. It inhibits social interaction. It inhibits the full breathing mechanism which is necessary to maintain a healthy immune system. It's completely illogical. What is needed instead is fresh air, exercise, the capacity to breathe fully and naturally, unimpeded, healthy diet, healthy lifestyle, vitamins and supplements that support your immune system, happiness, joy, connection, movement. This does the very, very opposite of supporting your physical, emotional, and mental well-being. And there have been no risk assessments done in any of the schools to find out the damage and the risks of this. But I can tell you, as a mother, as an expert in the body, it's very, very obvious to me what damage this is causing. It is inhumane and it should stop. It shouldn't even have started right now. And I just beseech really every single parent, every single human being, every single adult to stand up for your children and protect them from this damage. You know, there is nothing to be afraid of. Breathing is the most fundamental right and the most fundamental aspect of being human, staying alive and being healthy. This, you know, personally, if I do this for more than 2 seconds, I feel unwell. I feel like my capacity to breathe is impeded and restricted. It's not necessary. It's crazy. Let's speak up and do something about this to protect our children. Thank you.